I've got two full retainers, and then there's two small retainers that make up the fifth, so it's not a gold. So if they took up two spots, I would have four gold retainers, and one bronze silver retainer. So I almost full.
How dare you? So we full? I mean, we got 4.5. We
We got
got
four
four
and
and
a
a
half.
half. So, Trey, hey, it's Alze. Let me jump in and give you a little context. About a year ago, we were having a conversation at our fourth quarter retreat in Mexico. Tre Gammage was telling me that he wanted to up-level his clientele. He's offering these fractional executive consulting services. He wants to serve a certain kind of client in a certain kind of way. I gave him the standard of, Tre, well, you want to get full. And full means 5 retainer clients of your choosing. 5 clients on monthly or annual retainers that are following a service that you have designed and who trust you to deliver very specific outcomes. And here we are, less than a year later, Tre has transformed his client base. He is now full. Good for him. But what do you do now? Somewhere around 5 clients, a fractional executive hits a personal bandwidth wall anyway. You can't serve more clients if you wanted to. So we're honest. 5 clients, you're now full. That's the best you can do. So now you let everybody know, prospective and current clients, you are now full. Hang the sign. This gives you a moment in time to stop, breathe, and think about how you'd like the next level of your business to look. You can refine your existing offerings, make a waiting list for new clientele, and consider new offerings as they make sense. Being full creates that strategic space to think. And what does that thought process sound like? That's the dialogue that Tre and I have the remainder of this video. I hope you enjoy it. It's the most important thing for us to discuss today.
I'm still looking at it and how I'm thinking about it from the feedback. If I've got 5 retainers, perhaps they can have 2 spots. From a retainer perspective, y'all call it full time, part time. Call me what you want to call me, but this is what I can do for 2 spots of a retainer, so to speak. So I think that's what's going to probably end up being more realistic. If they need to pay me as a W-2 to work out better for their finances, I'm okay with that. But I felt no urgency to say yes to anything. What I was happy about and like wanting the feedback on is like this is changing the way that I'm thinking about my business.
Right on. And so that conversation is wonderfully unpacked with a glass of lemonade in Mexico. So, Tre, happy to see you in Mexico, man. Excited for all of us. I gave this disclaimer, or just not. I gave this introduction earlier. I'm doing it again because you're here and it matters. Quarter 4 review is important, Tre. You know that we're reviewing the entire year of 2024, also seeing into 2025. That's an important moment. And it matters to me that everyone has a robust experience, whether they are in person or virtually. So I'm working on my side to put more structure, even better, or upgrade the design of our time so that is true. So that whether you are virtual or you are in person, we all can express our intention for next year very clearly. And that matters to me. Sanity check for you, Tre, that I believe you've already satisfied is, when someone pays money, they have expectations. And so it's really, really important to clarify those expectations and to document them up front. This is why onboarding is so important. This is what we're doing here. Are we sure everybody's on the same page? So they are being onboarded into your world. When someone hires you for a job, they use those words that come, those are loaded words. They come with expectations. And sometimes those expectations need unpacked for them. They may not be as forthcoming as they thought, right? I said, we're hiring you for a job. They kind of think that we're all saying the same thing. And if you're in this world with us, that doesn't mean the same thing. What you mean by job and what they mean by job are not the same thing. And so in short, job means 24/7 access and availability. That's in short. That means whenever I'm ready, I can call your phone, I can hit your line, and you will come running. That is the assumption. You are a body, you are a warm body available at my disposal, is what that means in most situations. I disagree with that whole fundamental, right? But that's how most folks think about the job. Okay. So So your job as the consultant, as the advisor, as the expert, as the doctor who knows how to get them healthy is to make sure that they don't allow that expectation to break what they actually want. You don't want you don't want more warm bodies sitting in this room with you. What you want are the following things accomplished and the following outcomes met. I'm aligned towards that is the conversation. So then, Tre, here comes drum roll, please. Big moment here. Have you had that kind of conversation with these folks?
100%. Yes, yes. I can say wholeheartedly. And then I did still ask, like, what is your objective? They're opening a new department. What is your goal in the next 12 months? And they said they want to be the number one school district. I can do that. That's what you want to do, train them. I've already trained most of these schools, and so that gives me even leverage in the conversation to say, well, I've actually trained most of these schools. Why don't I just own that account, and make that something that I'm already doing for you? But you can call me to go to Philly, and I can work out the details as to what that looks like. So because I'm asking more questions, and I'm not just like I'm trying to help you solve your. I don't need to work for you full time. I. It'd be great if we could work something out, but that's not. It doesn't have to happen, and so I'm able to keep that leverage in the conversation, and this is what I can do for that, and keeping it in the productized fashion.
Excellent, Tre. Man, come on, Tre. That's freaking excellent. Okay, so now what happens inside your business? Now that we don't have any, we are clear and confident here. So now we do the next thing. So now inside your business, you've said we're after 5 retainer clients. They take up 2 spots. So I need 3 more.
I think I'm full. I'm because I've got if they took up 2, I've got 1 full retainer. I've got 2 full retainers, and then there's 2 small retainers that make up the 5th, so it's not a gold. So if they took up 2 spots, I would have 4 gold retainers, and 1 bronze silver retainer. So I almost full.
How dare you? So we full. I mean, we got 4.5. We got 4.5. So Tre. So now what Tre, your turn. So now what happens, Tre? So if the goal was to have five retainers, we got 4.5. You feel pretty good about it. So good go. So now what happens, Tre? What happens?
Elevate the boxes from bronze to silver. I'd say that's where now that I have 5 people, I can put somebody to do my onboarding and my recap. And then now I have space to do the other components of the business. So I'm just doing the trainings right now, but now I've created all this stuff, and there's space to do that stuff, or there's space to just get 5 more like monthly clients, service 30-day service clients, as well as my thoughts.
I would love to have this conversation with you. So just in general, and then also, in specific, I'd love to have, so the you is for everybody on the line. I want to have this conversation with y'all. And then now I'm saying it to Tre. I want to have it with Tre. So step number 1 is right. Bronze to silver to gold. We upgrade the boxes, meaning you refine for efficiency, meaning you refine for profitability. You do it in that order. Right? So the boxes are structured to make sure that the client has the best possible experience. Do I know what that means in each box? Okay, now 2, can I deliver, or how do I deliver that experience with the least amount of lift to me? Okay, that becomes level number 2. Then level number 3, if I do that well, I become more financially profitable. More money is left because I'm more efficient. But it happens in that order. Right? Sometimes we go the opposite order, right? How do I make more money? Well, careful, because it's not always it always gets you there. So if we are aligned to the client's needs, if you can deliver it in a way where your lift is appropriate, and then you will by default create more profitability. Awesome. Okay, I got more to say, but let me pause there for a second. You got a thought in response to that?
I'm listening. Keep going.
All right. What you'll find at the result of the process that I'm talking about, which could happen over 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 months, right? It can be an ongoing thing. But as you see it this way, you will find that you are living a completely different experience. Like your day-to-day experience will be way different than it ever has been in your business and in your life. That's cool. That's fun. Expect that. Put that in your note cards. Make sure you can see that really loudly. Cool. If we'll call that level number 2, different experience. Appreciate different experience. Now here comes level number 3. You get to make some informed, you get to make some next level profitability choice or scalable choices. You get to make some next level scaling choices in a very informed way. So now I got 5 clients, 5 retainer clients. I like them. They like me. This works. And because I have clear boxes, I know how have all the systems to execute that. I know how all the machinery works. Okay. How do I make $3 million? How do I do that? And now but that's informed by your current strong boxes. It's not a lofty guess, right? Well, this sounds smart. I'll do this to make $3 million, right? This sounds smart. I'll do whatever, right? You get to informed by what these people want. How do I do this in a greater way? You may decide that you want 5 more clients. No, this works. I want 5 more clients. All right, cool. Then that's your choice, right? You may decide that I don't want 5 more retainer clients. I'm always going to be maxed at 5. I'm going to start doing 30-day sprints, like you just said, right? And then as I do those sprints, I get to be even more selective about who goes in this 5, right? And maybe on when I'm ready, I'll add a 6th, only when I'm ready, and they got to pass through my 30-day first. See, these are choices you get to make in how you choose to scale.
Yeah.
But you got to do it from an informed place. If you've got 9 clients that are very, very different from each other, yes, you have information, but you got too much to figure out where you want to go. Right? So it's a bit too scrambled. You got to get your core client body more focused first, right? And then from there, you can make some amazing decisions. You got a response to that, Trey? What do you think?
You're articulating things that I'm able to see in my head, but don't know how to say all the way. And so I think just the steps that you mentioned, I feel a strong pull towards like, okay, Trey, you can get some help now. And even to the place of like I just counted like how much money is coming in the rest of the year if I don't do anything else, and it's 30,000, so like that. That, like you said, that just feels better. I don't have to actually chase. So I've got three engagements this month that are. Last night I had 7 decision makers that got me 2 problem calls. Friday I'm going to meet with probably 100 decision makers. That's going to lead to calls. And the 23rd I've got another conference. So I'm just working on those rather than like day-to-day things because I've already got money coming in. And if I can get 2 clients from each of these, that sets me up. So I'm resonating with that very well, seeing it differently. And then I think where I wrote down too, this reframe that I have right now came from a client question. So part of my thought is like, how can I chase this level of clarity without somebody else being the trigger? Slash, what was the trigger for me to see my business differently? Like, how can I replicate that? I don't know how often it needs to happen. Yeah, and then my last thought is, what is the best next step for me? Like, is it my 30-day process? But now I'm thinking what might be most important to me is making money while I'm not there. I really like that time when somebody bought assessments and I didn't do nothing and I just showed up and there was some money. So assessments, but I've also, because I'm listening to my clients, I've developed like 9 worksheets. So I might just develop a curriculum once I get to 12 and have one a month. So those are things that I can put together now as products that I can still include with service, but what is the best next step between these 3 or 4 ovens that I've been kind of slowly cooking. I've been working on a book, working on this curriculum, working on assessments. I know I don't want to or need to roll them all out together, but which one, like you said, is the most profitable? And before that, I have to make sure that my business is fully refined at that retainer and that 30-day level before I can really go in on those steps.
Well, wonderful. Let me try to offer a few things to try to be helpful and in the spirit of conclusion. The first thing you have to do is so we've already given ourselves this kind of way of thinking about making these scaling decisions. I'm saying the same thing with different words. So in thing A, it is stabilize the boxes, right?
Mhm.
Stabilize slash upgrade the boxes. In doing so, you will buy back your time. So I'm saying the same thing with different words. This is what Amin Aleem has been doing for the last 6 months to a year, if not longer than that. Is trying to
Yeah.
see boxes in such a way where he can buy back his time. Meaning the box works in such a way where I don't end up defaulting back into it. So the person I hire follows the instructions. The software I choose does it automatically, whatever that process is. Or
Mhm.
the way I do it, now I just check off 5 things on a checklist and now it's all done. But the mental lift, the amount of energy that had to go into doing that task, I need to upgrade the box so that I can lessen that lift of mine, right?
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
and what I'm saying is across 10 boxes, that needs to be true
Uh,
first. So we all got many good ideas. We've got plenty of them. But if you go launch into that new idea before that box is certain and systemized, then you'll be half into the new idea. The box breaks, then you're pulled away from your project to go reconcile the box,
yeah.
and now you're all mad about it. Who's been here for?
Yeah.
So the first lift right now is to get these boxes from bronze to silver, whatever that means, from bronze to silver, and you should be able to count on that. So they may not be all automated and softwared and perfect, and not all that, just better, just one notch better. And if that's better, and I can count on that, now I just bought back 30 minutes a day.
Mhm.
I just bought back 2 hours a month. And now what do I do with that 2 hours?
Yeah.
Now we can decide the next thing, right? Okay. So that first level is about buying back your time, which or defining that upgrade in the box. A,
Mhm.
B, which will then give your time back, buy back your time, which you can feel. You'll feel the efficiency. And then C, you can decide what you want to do with it. Right. Those
Mhm.
those are the tiers. Okay. So that's critical. Now I'm working towards a conclusion here. I'm trying to show you the path, right? And that's the healthiest. Um, None of those scaling decisions are due today. None of them. It's fun to think about. I'm on that team. Think about them. Keep writing, keep journaling, keep scribbling,
Mhm.
keep putting them in the folder. But we're not committing to those today. Right now, we're just having fun thinking about them. Totally
Mhm.
okay. Totally in bounds. Right. Um, um, you're hearing me say it's safe to execute once you know it's safe to execute on the new thing when you know the old thing is locked in and solid. That's the first thing you're hearing me say.
Mhm.
Good practicum, right? That's one. But secondly, is you're not sure which one of those new things is going to give you the most energy yet.
Mhm.
So it's only when you really time to sit and stare at it, right? No, really, I'm not worried about that other thing anymore. I did it. I got it all systemized out. So now I got 45 minutes in the morning. Pull them ideas out and see which one I want to get into. Right
Mhm.
now, you can figure out which one actually lights your fire, and it might be the book, or the 30-day sprints, or the podcast, or the. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So then when you see them in front of you with a clear mind, and you make that clear decision, no, the book is the thing.
Mhm.
Okay, well now we on team book, and now we can rock a book like we did everything else. But man, if we don't slow this moment in time down, if we don't give it some steps and
Yeah.
some discipline and
Yeah.
some maturity, we'll run ourselves right off a cliff. You'll have made money. You will be profitable today. Once you're off the cliff, though, all the money and bandwidth that you built up, you spent it
Gone.
rolling down that cliff. Anybody want to, testify? Right? Like I've done this one already, so I
Yeah.
don't want you to do it. Um, I'm saying to you, actually, Trey, and I'm bringing everything home here. It matters to me that this decision is the most powerful one we can make. Brand new
Mhm.
game. You will be in a brand new game. I didn't even know they called it this. You know what I mean? They got, you know.
Mhm.
Um,
And that's
go,
that.
sir, please.
It's just spiritual too. That's I mentioned we were at we had a lock in. Was at church from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. on October 2nd. And then one of the things that the pastor or bishop said, I've entered a new territory. I'm on new ground. My old mandate will not work this season. Not my old foundation, but all things are new. And so I feel like that's exactly what we're talking about right here.
So here's my grand finale about that, right? Because I'm with you. I'm with you. Believe in it, see it, own it. Okay. You owe something in that moment, which is some of the practicum that's not always said in here. You
Mhm.
have to open the new door and
Mm.
close the old one. That part ain't in the clever conversation, right? But if we're actually going to own the new season, we have to make ourselves available for the brand new
Mm.
thing. This is from high school to college. You have to move into a dorm, right? Like you don't live at home anymore. You now
Yeah.
live in the dorm, right? You're in college. Close the door, right? You can't go back home, man. You live 3 states away. There is no
Mm.
go home tonight. You know what I'm right? So as we think about scaling with the business, that's why we're slowing down this moment. So you can have a sober assessment about which new door you want to open, and a sober assessment behind no, I'm prepared to close this door, right? But if you don't do it that way, you'll find yourself waffling between both things,
Yeah.
and it just it's unnecessary stress. It's an experience you can avoid. I
Mhm.
know that now very clearly. I have words for it because I've been here a couple of times, right?
Yeah.
We're saying the same thing, Trey. We're agreeing, but I'm putting emphasis in this moment because college is cool. College is cool, and you want to choose a school that's right for you. And when you go, you want to commit for the whole 4 years and have the whole experience that it has for you, right?
Mhm.
But if you choose the wrong school or you're not fully committed, you'll be home in
Right.
2 years.